Hello, how are you? Today I'm going to talk to you about stomach noises, noises in the intestines. Sometimes you're just sitting and you hear a strange noise. Many people feel embarrassed because these noises are kind of weird and can happen even when you haven't eaten anything. Why does this happen? Or sometimes even worse, your stomach is full, you're not even hungry. Why does your stomach growl so loudly like that right in front of people? I'm going to explain it to you, so stay until the end. You won't want to miss it. First of all, if you're new here, welcome. Take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. I post new videos every day. You're going to love them. A lot of people ask me for help. They ask for tips about these stomach noises because it can be socially awkward. Sometimes people are just sitting, watching a movie, and their stomach makes a noise, or they're in the car with a friend driving and it makes a sound. Why does this happen? Where does this noise come from, and why does it happen? Is there anything we can do to reduce these noises? Let me give you some good news right away. This is usually not a sign of any problem, and there's no need to be embarrassed. These noises are actually part of healthy digestion. Normally, during the digestive process, the muscles of the stomach contract to move food from the stomach to the intestine. In the intestine, there are contractions that move the food and fecal matter downward, allowing water to be reabsorbed and eventually expelled. So, all of these muscle contractions can make noise in some cases. Especially when the stomach is empty, it often contracts, and since there's air inside, it makes a noise, which can be bothersome. People who sometimes eat foods that can cause more gas, and I'll explain this, may have more intestinal gas. And when the intestine contracts, it will make even more noise. Having a lot of liquid present can also contribute to the noises from your intestine or stomach. So, it could also be a combination of these three factors that makes your intestine or stomach produce more noise. Now, I'm going to start with some tips about what you should and shouldn't eat. But if this started suddenly for you, if you've never felt this before and now you're experiencing it a lot, stay until the end because I'll tell you what it could be and give you some tips as well. So, what should you avoid consuming to prevent these excessive noises? Foods that naturally produce gas, that are more flatulent, will definitely worsen the issue of stomach noises, especially those from the intestines. So cabbage, kale, sweet potato, eggs, for some people, these can be a bit more problematic foods. So try cutting them out for a few days, or if you know you're going somewhere specific where you can't have your stomach making noises, avoid eating them on that day. I just remembered to tell you that I have a really great video on how to reduce intestinal gas. If that's your problem, I'll leave it here below in the description to help you as well. Another good tip I can give you is to eat in smaller portions and at regular intervals. It could be every 3 or 4 hours within the schedule you're used to eating. Because there are some people who do intermittent fasting and go many hours without eating, which is a different situation. In that case, during your eating window, try to keep regular intervals between meals. And if you don't do intermittent fasting because maybe that doesn't work for you, and that's perfectly fine, since there's no single dietary strategy that works for everyone. So maybe you wake up and have breakfast right away. Try to keep eating regularly. Have a snack about 3 or 4 hours later, so your stomach doesn't stay empty for too long. Then have lunch, another afternoon snack, and then dinner, so your stomach always has some food in it. And knowing that food is coming, your digestion will be more regular, and you'll avoid those really loud noises, especially your stomach growling from hunger. Another tip that can help you is to eat a little more slowly, because when we eat too fast or talk a lot while eating, we end up swallowing a lot of air, as strange as it may seem. And that air will stay in your stomach and it won't come out. It will go down with the food and stay in your intestines, which will make those noises worse. So that can be a problem for you as well. Still on the topic of swallowing air, a very important detail is that when we drink through a straw, we usually end up swallowing a lot of air that way. So stop using straws. If you have a habit of drinking beverages like that, try to avoid it, as this can help you as well. Of course, drinks that naturally contain carbonation will form bubbles in your stomach and intestines. So sparkling water, soda, of course, beer, any drink that is carbonated that contains some air or some type of gas will make things worse and cause more noise in your stomach and intestines. Some people who consume sweeteners, sometimes they've never had them before and suddenly start consuming a large amount, end up having a big problem because these sweeteners ferment in the intestine and produce a lot of gas, which can cause a lot of gas cramps and even diarrhea. So always remember, if you've never used sweeteners before, start slowly and check if you have any intolerance to any of these sweeteners. Another great tip is to consume more probiotic foods, such as natural yogurt, kefir, and so on, because they can help colonize your stomach and intestines with beneficial bacteria. And the more beneficial bacteria we have in our digestive system, the better our digestion works. The food moves through more easily, spends less time sitting there fermenting and increasing gas production, so this can also help you in an indirect way. Now, if your diet hasn't changed much, if you didn't used to have a lot of gas or a lot of noises in your stomach, and suddenly you start having a lot of noises, a lot of gas, your belly is more bloated, and sometimes even diarrhea. It's very important that you consult your doctor because this could be a sign of some digestive, stomach, or intestinal problems. It could be related to some food allergy or intolerance, or it could be related to irritable bowel syndrome. There could be several different issues. Once again, if your body is showing any unusual signs, always consult your doctor in your city to help you figure out what this could be on an individual basis. Let me know down below if you struggle with any kind of issue related to stomach or belly noises. I'd love to see your comment. Give the video a like because that helps me out, and share it with anyone who needs it. Let's work together to spread this chain of good, which is what I want most for this channel. See you next time. Bye.